All right, Amber Smith with us now, former senior defense official at DoD, and she's a combat veteran, Iraq and Afghanistan tours. She was a Kiowa pilot, and she's got a new book out, Unfit to Fight: How Woke Policies Are Destroying Our Military. Amber, great to have you.
Great to be on with you, Buck. Appreciate it.
All right, so we talk about wokeness a lot here on the show. Clearly, it affects sports, which gets Clay very upset. It affects everything else, which also gets me very upset, and that includes our military. In what ways is the woke stuff actually manifesting in what is still the most fearsome and awesome armed forces in the world? But how is wokeness infiltrating?
Significantly, it is now systemic throughout the Department of Defense and the military, and it did catch a lot of people by surprise, because if you think about wokeness, you think, for a while now, people have seen it in the public school system, in the medical system, in different industries throughout America, but most people weren't paying attention to what was going on inside the military. You think most recruitment, happens from red states, patriotic Americans who want to serve their country. A lot of people view them as conservative, and they would never allow, wokeness to infiltrate the U.S. military. But sadly, that is exactly what has happened, and it's led to an extreme culture shift inside the Department of Defense, from the top all the way down to the bottom, from, the E-ring of the Pentagon to the military service academies, and have really shifted from being a mission-driven, mission-purpose-oriented organization to one that has shifted their focus to identity politics, to diversity, inclusion, climate change, extremism, gender ideology, and it's really taken a toll, as we have seen in the recruitment numbers, the retention crisis, and morale throughout the service members.
Amber, when you see, and I'm with Buck here, sometimes I see things associated with the military and I feel like I'm being pranked. When I see, for instance, that we have a trans admiral that we're supposed to pretend is actually a woman when it's clearly just a dude dressed up like a woman, doesn't that have a major impact in terms of, I want badasses who want to serve in the military, people who want to kick ass. When I see a dude pretending to be a woman, it doesn't make me think, oh my goodness, I feel so much safer, I want to go sign up with these people.
Exactly. It has very serious consequences. China's watching, Russia, Iran, North Korea, they are all paying attention to what is going on inside our military, and it just projects some serious weakness. All of our adversaries are not focused on ensuring that their troops are focused on proper pronouns and men being allowed to wear finger polish, or if the word mohawk is offensive. They are focused on, which our military, by the way, is focused on now. Our adversaries are focused on how they can fight and destroy their enemy, which happens to be us. So every single day, they are training and getting stronger in order to defeat their enemy. And that's what our military used to be about. Sadly, because of woke leadership, both in the Biden administration and inside the Department of Defense, they have shifted that priority. The one that I served in, that I loved, where we, trained every day to ensure that we had the skills, equipment, training necessary to accomplish the mission. We're not seeing that in today's military, and it has some very serious and dangerous consequences when it comes to our national security and the threats we face, and the viability and sustainability of the all-volunteer force that we have had since the end of the Vietnam War.
Amber, first off, everyone can check out the book, Unfit to Fight: How Woke Policies Are Destroying Our Military. Amber Smith is the author. For everyone out there, we got a lot of military, current and former. So we have a lot of veterans, a lot of active duty military that listen to the show. But, that's a portion of the audience. For a lot of other people, they're not specifically personally familiar with military operations. What was it like being a Kiowa pilot?
It was awesome. It was the coolest job I've ever had and probably ever will have. It was like driving a race car in the sky, and that was just, wiggling the sticks, flying the helicopter portion of it. It's our mission that made it absolutely incredible, purpose-driven. Kiowa is a light attack reconnaissance helicopter. It has a 50 cal machine gun, 7 high explosive rockets. We can be configured to carry for Hellfire missiles, but we fly extremely low level. So sometimes, 50, 100 feet off the ground. And we work very closely with any friendly ground force. So the infantry, special operations, NATO forces, in-country forces like Afghan military, Iraq military, stuff like that. And we hunt for IEDs, we do convoy securities. But one of our biggest missions is to, say the ground force is in a firefight. They call in us, our helicopters, and we come in and take out enemy targets. So it was an incredible experience. I absolutely loved flying that aircraft. It was sort of the aircraft that was extremely effective on the battlefield that many people didn't know about until these two wars kicked off, the post 9/11 wars.
Amber, you talked about it being like flying a race car in the sky. That makes me think that you probably like to drive fast. How difficult is it to go like 40 miles an hour when you've been flying a helicopter at insane rates of speed closely above the ground?
It's not, driving is not as fun as when you get to do it, just a little bit off the ground. We had so much fun. It was, but flying a helicopter is like it kind of is exhausting because you are doing so much, so much coordination goes into it. You're listening to 5 radios at the exact same time. You have the navigation systems, the weapon systems, the helicopter flight control systems, and you have to worry about weather hazards. We fly low enough that you need to watch out for like telephone poles, or, like power lines, cell phone towers, that type of stuff. So there's a lot going to it. So comparing that to a car, like a car is just
I'm just thinking that you regularly speed all over the place is what I was getting at. I can't imagine that you're like, oh, I'm going to go 35 miles an hour.
She's a Pentagon official. She's very, very, very law-abiding. Very law-abiding.
I'm a law-abiding citizen.
Your husband, isn't he a fixed-wing fighter pilot?
He is a helicopter pilot.
Oh, he's also rotary. Oh, we got. I was going to say, what's it? Sorry, I thought he was a fixed-wing guy. What is the difference? So you guys kept it all in the family there. The difference in personality, and you might start a little fight among the service here, so I'm trying to stir the pot. Difference in personality between a rotary wing fighter and a fixed wing fighter pilot.
Oh, how do you know when a fighter pilot walks into a bar? They'll tell you. I think that's probably the difference.
I'm gonna tell my father-in-law that the F-18 pilot. This is gonna be fun. Start some stuff.
Yes.
Everybody, go. It's an important. We're having some fun with you, but it's an important book here. I want people to go check it out, please. So, Unfit to Fight: How Woke Policies Are Destroying Our Military. Our friend, veteran Amber Smith. Amber, thank you so much. Good luck with the book, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Buck.
Absolutely.
Look, we were just talking earlier in the show about the 4 Charlotte police and first responders who lost their lives yesterday. That's what Tunnel to Towers does now. They take care of so many first responders, police, military. You just heard Amber talking, who give their lives to protect all of us. And the Tunnel to Towers Foundation as well, they do incredible work. They pay the mortgage off the family homes and lift the financial burden of the spouses and children left behind. For severely injured veterans and first responders, they'll also help build mortgage-free smart homes. They're working right now, Frank Siller is, to bring so many homeless veterans in off the streets. Last year, 3,300 helped alone. These are the men and women who put their lives on the line for our country and our communities, and they need your help now more than ever. Buck and I, with Crockett Coffee, are helping to make donations and make a tremendous difference for hopefully their ability to take care of as many people as possible. But you guys are the engine that drives their mission. And you can join Tunnel to Towers on their mission to do good and never forget 9/11 or the sacrifices of this country's heroes. Join us in donating $11 a month at T2T.org. That's T, the number 2, T.org.